Hey, where's the scene? Welcome back to another Twinmotion scene breakdown. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I did this animation. So as you can see, the video itself is not anything crazy, but I'll show you how I did some of the effects, like doing the animation with the reflection in the mirror and how the transitions was done. Everything was done in Twinmotion camera wise, so no transition was done in a third-party software. So this one was pretty simple. I just wanted to try something a bit different from like the dioramas and still images I've been doing. And there are a lot of guys in the Twinmotion community Facebook group that are doing some awesome stuff with cars, so I said let me try my hand at it, take a shot and see what I could come up with. The scene itself was extremely simple, using the template from Twinmotion itself, which is the desert template, and the Audi GT that they have as well. But this could be done with any vehicle, any set. So I would walk you through the process of the shot setup, and then after we jump into DaVinci Resolve just for a bit of color correction. But before we get into the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like this type of content. Let me know what you want to see in the future, or give me your thoughts on it, how I could improve. As usual, I appreciate the feedback, always trying to improve what I do. So yeah, let me just jump straight into Twinmotion and start to look at the breakdown. Alright, so we here in Twinmotion. I did turn off the cam because one, it is lagging a bit since the scene is a bit heavy, and as you can see on the screen, you don't see like the normal colors and stuff, because I switched to onlit just to speed up things a bit. Alright, so first thing first, let me show you how this scene was set up. If you go to home and then you go under templates, I am using the default desert scene that comes with Twinmotion that you could download, and the vehicle is just the Audi GT, but you could do this with any scene, any vehicle. So once I get started, the first thing I did was to go in and actually start playing with the materials. So if we look at the car paint, this is just a simple light gray color for the car paint, which you can find under materials. Car paint is gray, right? And yeah, I didn't make much adjustments to it, only the tint. I adjusted the tint slightly to get the shade that I wanted. I did the same for the wheels. All right, so I use chrome, not the car paint. I actually use under metal, I use the chrome, and we have two chrome on it. So this black, the black was actually, the tint was actually dropped in order to get a darker color, and then I did chrome for the accent on the ends. Now for the lights itself, what I did was, let me pull it up. So under neon, you go to material and you select neons. Any one of these would work, so I use neon 1, and I adjusted the color to yellow and set the glow, and this would be the light for the indicator. You could say I put them here on the mirror to the front as well as to the back. The other color was the actual tail light itself, so I adjusted the tint to red, glow of 400, and I also adjusted the color here, the tint on the color itself. Right, so that is how that looked. Let me just switch it to default and you could see how that actually looks. And because the materials are connected, this also applies to the materials on the dashboard on the inside. I did a mirror material and I applied it to the wing mirror, and that would also apply to the mirror on the inside. So another big adjustment was the material to the upholstery. So I just selected the base leather material that it came with, and I adjusted the color until I got something that I wanted. If I switch to default, you could kind of see how this looks. Now the biggest part of this to get what we want is the actual camera movements. So you can see all the shots are laid out here. All right, so if we go into one of the shots on the video, you could see what we have here. So I did add some puddles just to get some reflection on the road, and these are the simple decals that come with Twinmotion itself. So in order to get the animation to look the way I did it, I have two keyframes that are the exact same, and then I transition to the second shot, and then I have two keyframes of that shot in the same position. So that would give you this quick whipping effect. Right? The further the camera travels is the more of a whip you would get between that transition. The other thing that will help with the way this looks is the time itself. By adjusting this time frame, lengthening it and shortening it, it would give you a different effect. For this particular shot, for me, six seconds was enough. So I just had first two keyframes in this position, then two keyframes in this position, two keyframes here, two keyframes to the back, and then we had two keyframes at this angle. I did this whipping effect for the exterior, but I wanted to slow it down for the interior. So what I did from this keyframe, I transitioned to here. And in order to end the transition but get it set up for the next shot, the last keyframe, I transitioned to the interior. I took the keyframe and then I went back out, and then I created a new video. The new video starts from this exact keyframe. All right, and then again, instead of doing the two keyframes, what I did here now, I wanted to slow things down. So I have one keyframe at this point and the second keyframe with a slight movement. A lot of times what gives some of these videos a more dramatic effect, I would say, maybe dramatic is not the right word, but it is having a very subtle camera movement, so you could take in everything. Because if I had one keyframe here, but then the next keyframe was all the way over here, it would be a lot of movement in that short, period of time. But by having this small camera movement, not much at all, we just do 4 seconds, you could actually take it in. Yeah, so I think this gives a better effect, and that's just how I like to set things up when I do videos like this. So this was the first shot, then I came back out. The second shot, I wanted a close-up of the panel here. Right now, the original animation, I did it in reverse, but in post, while looking at it, I just flipped the direction. Now we'll go over the camera settings after all the cameras are set up with the same lighting. But for this specific shot, what I did was, under depth of field, I focus on a point that I wanted a relative distance from the camera, and then I adjusted the aperture here. So at the moment I'm using 4.1. so if I adjust it to 14, you could see we get less blur on the objects further away from the camera, but I wanted to keep it tight and keep that focus right down at this distance. So I use the aperture one, 4.1. So as the camera moves, you maintain this same distance, and parts of the dashboard will come into focus as the other part blurs and goes out. Right? This was done for all of the shots depending on what I wanted to focus on and the level of blur that I wanted. Once this was done, head back out, This was a simple camera movement. I looked down at the start button and just rotated 90 degrees, and then as I zoom out, I pull the camera back and then started to straighten up a bit and just got this effect. Again, a small camera travel, short time frame, only 6 seconds. All right, we head back out. Yeah, so the level of detail on these vehicles are insane. So this is actually the upholstery on the seat itself. So you could see how much detail they put into this. So I just wanted to do a shot to show off that. Same depth of field effect. Again, just a small camera movement just to show that off. I did the same for the stitching. So this is the stitching along the seat itself. Same concept, a short camera movement, focus on the stitching itself as we blur the background. Now this was the next shot that I did on the interior. It just came up and then focus on the dashboard, and then I know from this point what I wanted to do was take this final position and then we'll transition through the back glass back to the outside and then do a couple shots around the vehicle before ending it off. So same concept that I did when transitioning from outside to inside. This last shot was actually the starting at this point. All right, and you can see from here now we do one frame for the inside and then we transition out. The intention was to come out and have 2 frames of the same point and then transition to 2 frames focusing on the wheel itself, and then again transition 2 frames focusing on the entire car before ending at this final frame, which would transition into the last shot, which is a slow animation of the emblem itself. All right, and then we fade out, which was done in DaVinci Resolve. Now when this entire thing was done, something that came to mind was doing the reflection. Right, so as you can see, we focused on the back seats itself and the front of the vehicle, as well as the through the windscreen is blurred. And the way I did that was I set up the camera, right, and in depth of field, this was a bit I want to say back to front, but I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. Normally you would think like, okay, I set up the camera and I'm going to click depth, click the focus point on the mirror itself, but all that would do is actually put the mirror in focus. It wouldn't actually focus what is in the mirror, and what you need to actually do is focus on that distance from the camera to the object in the back. So once the camera was in place, I rotate the camera here, and then I click to focus on the back seat. And then if we go back to the mirror, you could see the back seat itself is in focus while we have that blur on everything else. And again, I just did a small camera movement while maintaining that focus on the back seat itself. Those were all the shots. For the lighting itself, you could see for the exterior lighting, let's just look at the camera. So HDRI, Sky Dome, low sun, overcast 6, 800 intensity, and I did adjust the size itself. It doesn't make much of a difference in this shot, but there is a subtle difference that you could see, right? After that, I always take off the auto exposure and drop the exposure value itself to 0. I left the white balance to 7500, and I adjusted the highlights and the shadows a bit in order to get the contrast and stuff that I wanted. For the lens, I use a 40mm, but this depends on the actual shot itself. So this exterior uses 40, But if we head across to like this shot of the dash, I use 22 millimeters, right? So it really depends on where I am at or what I'm focused on. The adjustment would be done accordingly, and then everything in that series of shots would be similar. Same concept, depth of field is on. I pick a focal point, focus on the car. For the exterior, I use aperture 1.5, but as you saw on the inside, there are certain places I use 4.1. Yes, in order to get more or less of that blur effect. So yeah, pretty simple. Render settings for this, I use 512 and 6 bounces, and this was done throughout the entire video. 14 fireflies. For the FX, 60 contrast, 50 saturation, 8 clarity, and no sharpness. And this was done for every single shot as well. The video was output in 1080p. Just didn't want to have too much render time. Alright, so that was it there for Twinmotion. Now we'll jump across to DaVinci Resolve, and I would just run through how I set the shots together and some of the color correction. There wasn't much done in post actually. It was just kind of stitching everything together and adjusting the colors a bit. So let me jump across to DaVinci Resolve. Alright, so here in DaVinci Resolve, I just brought in each one of the shots that you could see here, each one of the videos. So I just brought in some audio as well from YouTube. Now if you go across to your YouTube studio, and you could look at the audio tracks that YouTube provide for free that you could use. So I brought those in, and if we go across to edit, you could see the clips were just put in just one after the other in the sequence that I wanted it, and then the audio was adjusted. I didn't find a track that I really liked, so I ended up settling with this one, and then I just had to extend it a bit because it was a bit short. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Everything, as I said, is directly out of Twinmotion. On the colors, what I did was I adjusted the temp a bit to 70. I added a slight bit of contrast. So if we go here, I could switch it on and off. So this is what the default was without, and then this was the adjustment. Nothing too crazy, just a slight bit of contrast, a bit of color boost, and I adjusted the saturation. Yeah, nothing much at all. So if we look at it here, you could see this is with the adjustment and without. It's very subtle, but it's just to bring a bit more color out of the video itself, right? Just to get a bit more pop, especially with the interior, that orange interior. So a bit more pop. So yeah, that was it. Not too complicated. This was my, as I said, this was my first attempt at doing like a car video. I did enjoy it, and I think I would be doing a bit more, trying some different things with that as well. Yeah, so if you like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give me your thoughts below, and stay tuned. I'm supposed to drop some more videos for different projects I'm working on. Yeah, let me know what you think I should do next, if there's something specific I should try my hand at. I didn't use any of the sequencing feature that they added to Twinmotion recently, so I probably try that in another video, but for now this is where we at. Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.